Hi, this is Phil Shapiro with Make Magazine, and I wanted to talk with Sarena Fletcher, who's administrative librarian in the Delaware Division of Libraries. I met Sarena on Twitter, and I saw she was doing some stuff with makerspaces, and I said, this is an interesting person. So, Sarena, let's find out, how did you come to libraries? You were not in a makerspace, you weren't hired in that role?
That's right. I was not hired in this role. I was hired about 2.5 years ago as the administrative librarian to be one of the system administrators for the Delaware Library Catalog, which is a lot different thought processes. And it was around the second week, I was sitting in a webinar, and the speaker said something about makerspaces, and I perked up and I thought, what's that? I never heard that before. And since then, I've just been learning as much as I can about makerspaces and the kind of activities that I can bring to libraries.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, in some of the background information you had sent me, I heard that there was a change of name from, there were some original job centers that were set up, and now they've changed their name. What is their new name?
The new name is the Inspiration Space.
Inspiration Space.
Mm-hmm.
And of what purpose is it?
It used to be funded through a BTOP grant that was before my time, and that grant ended about, I guess last year it ended. And we just wanted to rename those spaces. There are spaces physically in the library, in 4 of our libraries, as Inspiration Space, so that we can continue the job center functions, but also include digital literacy, include entrepreneurship and small business, include technology and makerspace activities. So we do a lot in these spaces, and we're really looking forward to doing more.
That is really interesting. Are your libraries open on weekend hours? Do you have Saturday and Sunday, or just Saturday hours?
It depends on the library. In Delaware, we have, I lose count, 33, 34 public libraries, and they're all united under the Common Library Catalog. And it's hard to keep track even of who's open when. Some libraries are open Saturdays, some are Sundays, some are both. It really varies.
Okay. And this entrepreneurship angle, are there is there entrepreneurship training or resources?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We that is not one of my I work more with the makerspaces, but I work with the library staff who brings in entrepreneurship partnerships. They're like major networkers. Like, they go out and they meet everybody and they know who's who, and they bring them into the library to do different kind of programs to promote entrepreneurship in Delaware.
That sounds really interesting. All at the library. Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
And I was also interested, you're very active on social media, especially on Pinterest, which I don't know that much about. So tell me about Pinterest and why you like that as a tool for assembling information for others, for creating value.
Oh, I love Pinterest, and I remember clearly when I first discovered it. And my supervisor, she said to a whole bunch of us here at DDL, she said, "Who wants to administer the Pinterest profile?" And I said, let me look at that. And I fell in love immediately. I have a personal one, and I administer the one for the Division of Libraries, which I'm on all the time. I use it very much like a bookmarking tool, and I'm a very visual person, and I remember images and pictures much more than text. So, like, Twitter is all text, and it's very fast-paced, and that's good, sometimes. But sometimes I just want to look at pictures and play around, and so that's pretty much what I use Pinterest for. I find articles I like, and if they have nice pictures that go with it, so that I can associate and remember what the article or email or website was about.
Now, tell me about your 3D printers. That was a bit of an adventure.
That was an adventure. We bought 8 Ultimakers, which is from the Netherlands, 8 Ultimakers. And we thought, this was back a year ago. We thought, well, they're not selling them in fully assembled anymore. They're selling them as kits. So we could put this together. We know someone who put it together. We could do it. So eventually the Ultimakers came after a whole bunch of back and forth because of U.S. Customs. they came and there were a lot of pieces, I have to say, a lot of pieces. And we put them together. I had a day last March where I invited staff from the public libraries to come and help me start putting them together. And we got the foundation done, which is very good, but it took me a good 4 months more to finish them. And once they were all assembled, then I couldn't get them to work properly. I kept saying, I'm not a mechanical engineer. I don't know how to make the pulleys and the levers and the rods and everything work together. But eventually one day it just clicked and they made sense. And now those printers are they're in 7 public libraries. We kept one for ourselves so we can troubleshoot and to use it for outreach. And they're going very smoothly. The staff, when they have problems, they contact me and I say, well, have you tried this? And they're like, oh, that was it. Thank you so much. So we're very excited about the printers in the libraries.
Tell me a little bit about the Makerspace. I think there's a Makerspace 1 or 2 in Delaware that you stay in touch with.
Yes. I live in northern Delaware, and I'm fortunate that there is a makerspace community called the Barrel of Makers that formed just about 2 or 3 years ago. And I found them, and I've gone to a couple makerspace make-alongs at their place. I brought my whole family. We made terrariums, we've made altered books, all kinds of fun things. And I've seen them at different festivals around that the county puts on, and I'm working with them on a statewide program they're going to teach Scratch programming at 6 libraries in the state for a series of 3 workshops. So it's been a great partnership, and it's really fun knowing them. They're a great group of people. And, I pointed out that I live in North Delaware because I really would like to find a similar group in southern Delaware or in central Delaware. But I don't know where they are, if they exist.
Right. They're probably they're probably forming in some respects.
Yeah.
They just might not be visible yet.
Right.
Now tell me also, you're looking for some instructors for SketchUp and Blender. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're putting the printers in only 7 libraries, and if we have 33 libraries, that's a lot of libraries that are not getting a printer. And it makes it harder for patrons to access the printer. But one day I woke up and I thought, if this software, SketchUp, is free, then how about if we put it on all the libraries so that everybody can at least make their own designs? They can at least play with their own designs at any library and then bring it to one of those 7 that has an actual printer. Because I thought, most of the work goes into the design, and that is the actual creating part. Not so much, here's my file, can you print it for me? So we're putting SketchUp and Blender in all the libraries, and now the next step is finding someone to teach it.
Got it. And Delaware isn't quite as spread out as like Alaska, right?
No, it takes 2 hours to drive from the northernmost part to the southernmost, maybe a little over 2 hours.
Right.
We're a small state, and I like to try to use that to our advantage.
Right. Well, this has been so interesting. I hope to get to talk to you again sometime, okay. Sarena.
That would be nice.
And it's really great that Delaware seems to be ahead of some other states in thinking about libraries. Libraries as a tool of changing people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very much.
Great. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.